This episode of Film And was recorded on February 12th, 2020. Hi guys, I'm Connor, once again joined by Dan, and welcome to Film And.
Hi.
Hi. So Dan, last Sunday night was a very big occasion.
Yes, I believe it was.
The 92nd Academy Awards.
Yeah, the Oscars.
Yeah, and they actually outdid themselves. They made themselves more important than the Andes this year.
I was surprised. I didn't think they were going to be able to,
No,
but they got
so-
some good guests. They had some great nominations and winners.
Mhm.
And we would just like to spend the first couple of minutes of this episode before we deep dive into a movie we just seen, talking about the Oscars and
Yeah.
like some of our reactions.
Exactly, the big winner of the night, obviously, which is Parasite and
Yep.
Bong Joon-ho, and by extension, South Korea.
Absolutely, yes. I think a big win for international films everywhere.
Yeah.
Just as a fan of international film, I certainly hope this opens the door to just more films getting shipped over here in the U.S.
I think so.
Even if that is a bit selfish for me, just because I want to see them.
Yeah, at the very least, it's big for South Korean cinema,
Yeah.
especially because, Bong is obviously they're like Christopher Nolan a little bit,
Yeah.
where he hasn't made a lot of stuff, but the stuff he's made is very high profile. People are really into it.
Yeah.
And I think at the very least, one, this will help Bong get his next project greenlit immediately.
Yeah.
But it's also a thing where that will definitely come over here and will hopefully have a much bigger reception than his previous films have.
Yeah, absolutely. Snowpiercer?
Snowpiercer is him, yeah.
Yeah, if you guys remember Snowpiercer,
Mhm.
that
And,
was...
well, I don't love it. People do really like Okja.
right, yes.
Yeah, which that's probably arguably his second biggest, along with Snowpiercer,
Yeah.
due to its position on Netflix.
Yeah, yeah. I really do appreciate Bong's range so
I
much.
do, yeah.
It just impresses me when I
Mhm.
think about
No,
all
I
the
need to
different
see
stuff he's done.
the rest of his filmography. I've only seen
Yeah.
Okja and Parasite. I'm going to remedy that soon, though.
I'm honestly very excited, at least if we're still talking about Parasite. At least my final thoughts. I think Bong Joon-ho easily has, as you said, his next project will most likely completely
Yes.
get greenlit.
Yes.
I'm really excited to see him experiment a bit more
Mhm.
and kind of do something a bit more off the beaten path.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be really cool. Seeing I
Exactly.
think he's at a place in his career where he can start expanding and doing
Yeah.
that, taking more risks, and I don't know, adding to just the giant tapestry that
Exactly.
is cinema. So
No, we would talk more about surprises from the Academy Awards, but the only surprises were really associated with Bong and Parasite.
they were, yeah.
Everything else is pretty much par for the course.
I was easily expecting international feature.
Yeah.
Like Pain and Glory.
Pain and Glory
maybe,
could have got it, but no,
like,
it was
just
pretty
wasn't
much
going
Parasite's
to.
award, yeah.
But I think the big surprises for me were director and picture.
Yeah.
Best director, best picture going to Parasite, which I was happy
No,
about.
the only other surprise, but I wouldn't associate with, well, obviously that's not associated with Bong, is Taika taking best adapted screenplay.
That was really cool.
It was, I kind of wish Greta had got it. I do think the script Little Women is a little bit stronger than JoJo.
I think as far as adaptations go, it's hard for me to choose between the
Yeah,
two.
because
Little
neither of us have
Women-
read Caging Skies, obviously.
No,
too.
exactly. Yeah, I haven't. And I feel like for me, there have been so many adaptations of Little Women, but
Yeah.
this one was the best, which is my favorite, which is why that one was high up there for me. And JoJo was just a really inventive, fun, and also serious
Yeah.
screenplay. So I really was hoping for both, but
Yeah.
they don't give ties. So.
I do think Taika walked more of a tightrope with the script for JoJo, because that material very easily could be offensive, or
Yeah,
people do not
absolutely.
take it the right way. And a lot of people don't like that movie for that reason. They feel
Yeah.
it is offensive. Well, I personally don't feel that way. A lot of people do.
Yeah.
But he had a very much of a tightrope to walk with that, where obviously Little Women is Little Women.
Yeah.
It's worked a dozen times in
It
multiple
has.
different
It really
formats.
has. Yeah. I mean,
So
it's a strong story
it's
to
a
tell.
less intense tightrope to walk. It's still one. I do think the way Greta did modernize, air quotes, the story is a really interesting way, especially with these shows Louise May Alcott's actual feelings towards the book and the changes she had to make.
Yeah.
I think that's very intriguing, but I don't know. I'm just a Greta fan.
Yeah. I mean, part of that is like, I think I have a two-part response to that.
Yeah.
That makes me think just the level and quality Greta Gerwig has been working at for so many years now. I can't see her not
Yeah, she'll get it eventually.
Get another nomination,
Yeah.
if not a win. Taika, I'm not so sure. I could see this being like a one and done for him. Like, I don't know if he's going to continue to make films that are like that the Academy will recognize.
Especially the trajectory he's going on, where he's working with Marvel again and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But and secondly, that's why I think about her direction, especially with Louisa May Alcott and like her kind of real life influence into the book and into this adaptation, is why I personally really wanted Saoirse Ronan to win Best Actress.
Exactly.
It went to Renee Zellweger for Judy.
It's a good performance.
It is a good performance.
It's a good performance.
Probably not the one I would have preferred.
No,
though,
not the one I would have chosen.
Saoirse Ronan, 4-time nominated, right?
No, I was joking with also the roommate Steve that 5th time's the charm for Saoirse. Hopefully.
I hope.
No, 4 nominations at 25 years old.
It's ridiculous.
Which is insane.
Ridiculous.
So I mean, obviously, with that status around her, we can pretty much say she's one of the better actors working today.
Absolutely.
If you're 24 years of age, 25 years of age, and you have 4 Academy Award nominations, your first one being when you were 13.
Oh my goodness.
So
she's just gonna be streeping it up. You know that?
Yeah. No,
we're gonna be here
I would not
at
be surprised.
season 17 of Film and we're gonna be talking about how Saoirse
she's
Ronan
25
has her
years old.
17th
Born in
nomination.
1994.
Oh my god.
No, I think you're right on the head with that observation, though. I think she will be the next Streep. She's going to have like 30 nominations. Give her like, I don't know, 30 years. And she'll have like 30 nominations. No, she's an amazing, talented actress. And I would have liked her to get the award, but like the other 3 times, I didn't think it was going to happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, again, I don't have any doubt that we will see Greta and Saoirse back up there.
Maybe together.
Getting recognition. Maybe together again. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. Anything else?
That's only really like big. I mean, I'm not a huge Joker fan. So once again, I would have liked Adam Driver to take it.
Same.
But I mean, once again, I wasn't expecting it. I did say at our watch party once Bong won screenplay, I said anything can happen now.
Yeah.
And I was really hoping that anything would happen for Florence Pugh and Adam Driver.
Oh.
Those are the 2 I was really hoping for.
Yeah.
Coincidentally enough, like, I don't know, it's...
And it went to Laura Dern.
Laura Dern, she's good in Marriage Story. I don't think she's great. I think Florence gives a better performance. That's just me, though.
If there's any career Oscar this year, it's that one.
And Joaquin. Joaquin's a career Oscar, Chief. I hate to say it.
Yeah, but Laura Dern deserves it a bit more.
Well, yes, he deserves it more. I'm saying Joaquin is a career Oscar as well.
Yeah.
It's a thing with Leo where he won for The Revenant, but he should have won for... Well, he wasn't nominated for Django Unchained, but I think he should have won for Django Unchained.
He should have won for What's
Wolf of Wall
Eating
Street.
Gilbert Grape.
Yeah, he should have won for What's Eating Gilbert Grape. His award was way more overdue than Phoenix's.
Yeah.
I think Phoenix deserved to win for both Walk the Line and The Master. Which are 2 of his 3 previous nominations. I believe he was also nominated for
Anderson?
Gladiator.
P.T. Anderson?
Yes.
That is, yeah.
Master is, yeah. But, yeah, career Oscars all around. Same thing with Gary Oldman a couple years ago where he won for Darkest Hour when it definitely should have been either Timmy or Daniel Kaluuya. So it's a whole... It's just par for the course of the Academy Awards is some career Oscars that just should not be there.
Yeah.
But...
And I guess it's a bit of a shame that those always come in the actor-actress categories.
Yeah.
You don't see career Oscars for, like, sound mixers or maybe like Roger Deakins. He's been recognized before.
For Blade Runner.
Here's
the thing, Blade Runner could be perceived as a career Oscar, but it is definitely not. He deserved that Academy Award.
He absolutely deserved it. That's the thing.
No. And same thing with 1917. While you love the movie a lot more than I do, we both agree cinematography is immaculate.
It is.
So the thing where it's like he deserved that Academy Award, I don't think that was a career Oscar. I think you sometimes see career Oscar with director, which is kind of my concern why we like... Here's the thing, Tarantino, he's a very talented director. If Tarantino would have won for Once Upon a Time, I would have kind of taken that as a career Oscar as well.
It would, yeah.
But
I mean, which is I was kind of sad that he didn't, because I'm not sure what his last film will be like.
No.
I've been saying this, like, this has been the most Hollywood, the most mainstream safe Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
That's been made by him. So I don't know if he's going to get the chance.
Maybe his first... Is it his first nomination for director?
Is it?
Let me research that really quick. But,
anyways, yeah. I really hope he can get recognition in some other way, because I mean, if he does stick to this, he has.
Well, he already has
one
2
film.
Academy Awards.
He does.
But none for directing or feature. Which, I mean, there's worse fates to bestow on a man than only winning 2 Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Let me check if that is his only nomination for director. Because obviously, like you said, this is his most like accessible.
Yeah.
Where I feel like he would have. Oh no, he was also nominated for Best Director for Pulp Fiction and Inglourious Basterds.
Really?
So yeah.
So
yes, no, he's been nominated director before, but I think this was his year to win, and
cool.
he just didn't.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because obviously we got Bong Joon-ho, who deserved it very much.
I'm more
so.
than okay with that. That's the thing. I think there's a couple directors that deserved it this year, you know? I mean, so.
Well, Dan, do you want to take it to a quick break, then move on to talking about Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn?
All right.
Being around too much loud noise like a leaf blower or rock concert can cause permanent hearing loss. And once it's gone, you can't get it back. Hearing loss is the third most common chronic health condition in the U.S. Almost twice as many people report hearing loss as diabetes or cancer. The louder a sound is, and the longer you're exposed to it, the more likely it will damage your hearing. Repeated exposure to noise can cause stress, anxiety, depression, high blood pressure, heart disease, and many other problems. Hearing loss from loud noise at home and in the community can be prevented. Avoid noisy places. Use earplugs, protective earmuffs, or noise-canceling headphones when near loud noises. Keep the volume down when watching TV or listening to music and using earbuds or headphones. Get your hearing checked and ask your healthcare provider how to protect your hearing from noise. To learn more, visit cdc.gov/vital signs.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to Film and. We're talking about now we're talking about Harley Quinn: Birds of Prey.
They changed the name for
on ticketing websites.
For the ticketing websites.
Because the movie is not doing well at the box office.
Ooh.
It is the second lowest DC opening, only slightly above Jonah Hex. So it's not doing too great.
That's not great. Oh,
no, it's not great.
But no, we both saw it this weekend. We supported the film. We went there and
we went there.
we
went there.
We went there, guys.
Went to the cinema.
And yeah, what were our thoughts?
Well, we've already lightly touched on this in a lunch conversation.
I wanted to keep some things.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I don't know if you heard, Steve has seen it since. He thought it was good. 3.5.
Okay.
I adore this movie. I think it's very, very good. I even said to Steve when I was coming home from seeing it with my other roommate, I said this might be the best comic movie since The Dark Knight, which I realize is a very spicy take, and one I don't fully stand by to this moment. I need to see it again. But it is a movie I do very much enjoy, and I think what you said earlier this week is very much it. Very eccentric, heavily costumed, character pieces I really do enjoy.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts of this movie, I think one of the strongest parts of this movie is the ridiculous amount of personality that comes out of production design and makeup.
Yeah.
That is so integral to the enjoyment and just the quality of this movie.
Yeah.
And I think I completely agree with you. Even if I have some issues. If we're going into my opinion, it was just all right. I enjoyed some parts of it very much, and other parts less so. It feels like it feels like a unique film experience for me because it has issues and it has strong aspects in places where I might not usually expect things to fall or rise. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
What you're talking about. I mean, there's obviously, I think, things we'd like to touch on we disagree upon. Mm-hmm. I guess we can move on to, do you want to start with the negatives of the film, get the negative out of the way?
Sure.
So I think you have vastly more negatives than I do.
Yes.
And I think we probably share some of them.
Yeah.
So you go with your negatives, and I'll jump in wherever I agree/disagree, mostly disagree.
I'm not going to start these off in any particular order, but as we have said in previous Film and episodes, and as I hope we continue to do, light spoilers.
Yes.
Not heavy.
Not heavy.
But light spoilers. So I'm going to start off with Sionis. Mm-hmm. Ewan McGregor. What? I found it really difficult to care about this character at all the entire film because they made him so over the top, comically evil to balance out the already antagonistic Harley Quinn. For this film, she is coming out of being the sidekick role of a villain and trying to just be her own person.
Yeah.
But you have to realize she's also trying to be her own criminal / villain.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to put her in a spotlight, you have to come up with someone even worse. And even like, it's difficult for me because he is so much of like a just blank slate dirtbag.
Yeah, he's just like evil.
He's just evil.
Well, because I was
He
thinking
just
this when we were
does evil
watching the
things.
movie, because I'm not going to spoil it, but we see that Harley does something to somebody that's like really, really horrendous.
Yeah.
Just like because she dared Joker to do it to somebody.
Yeah.
And it's a thing where it's like, oh, she's a monster.
Yeah.
And it's a thing where it's like, how do we like support that person? The only way to really do that is put like a comically evil person.
Exactly.
Like, as opposed
like
to her.
I think when you have an evil person, or you have like your protagonist who's kind of a villain, and you look at how can we make the audience care, or like how can we have them some kind of redemption, it just needs to be the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's the only solution from a screenwriting or character standpoint, but that's the one they went with.
I don't fully disagree with you on the fact that Black Mask is a little bit too out there.
Yeah.
I think Ewan like confronts that out there-ness and like kind of like contains it a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he is like zany and eccentric enough and like charismatic enough as a performer that it really does work, that character. Same thing in his partnership with Victor Zsasz. I feel like they like kind of bounce each other in this very unique way. And I think he's funny enough. Like there's a scene where he's showing Black Canary like all of his masks and like the shrunken heads. And he says, sort of, this is 1,000 years old. Now it's in my living room. Isn't that crazy? And I was like, that's amazing.
That was a great line.
I love like eccentric stuff like that. And I think Ewan just has so much fun with that part. And I think that's what that part needs. Mm-hmm. I think if he was just like that, like evil force, and he was just like kind of like reserved or laid back, then it would bother me more. But I think he kind of like owns up to the zaniness and the weirdness of the character and kind of like pursues it.
Yeah. I think, the issue for me, it never comes with Ewan's performance. Because I think he plays it well because he's talented and he brings that zaniness and that weirdness. But it's always comes back to me as just the core principle of a character. This is Black Mask. This is someone I feel like the mainstream audience does not know.
Yeah.
All backstory for him, minimal.
Yeah.
It's completely, we don't see anything. It's only said. Mm-hmm. Like, his father is very wealthy and rich, and he's kind of inherited the empire, and he's trying to be his own man or whatever. Oh. And then we just see him do these things, so there's no weight. Yeah. But I think Ewan does his best to salvage what he can, because I think there's just a certain aura around him where like he has this kind of untouchable sense to it. So and if we're going back to the relationship between him and Victor Zsasz, his kind of confidant, second in
I think they're
in command. You think?
I think so.
Oh, I really don't know. I really saw it as more of a relationship. I mean, I just rewatched Lord of the Rings with my parents, more of a Grima Wormtongue.
Yeah. I get that.
Into the, like King Theoden,
just little things,
just like egging him on and being like his character's conclusion is somewhat unapologetically cut short in a sense.
Yeah. But I think there's more of a connection there, just like little tiny things. And this is partly due to Chris Medina's performance, the guy who plays Victor Zsasz. Yeah. When he's talking to when Black Mask is talking to Black Canary, like Zsasz is just really jealous. He's like, why are you showing her all the cool masks? That's our thing. Yeah. And he's like kind of jealous of her in that way. And that's why I think there is like some kind of connection there. Yeah. I mean, that's not like supposed to be inherent in the script. And there was a lot of rumors and like controversy surrounding the movie where Black Mask was going to be gay. Mm-hmm. And people like had issues with the fact they were portraying a homosexual character as like a villain in this franchise. Like they're trying to like demonize the community, which I personally did not see it that way. Yeah. But I think maybe that's what's feeding into the back of my mind. I remember that like those rumors. Yeah. But I can definitely see if someone who'd seen the cut of the film was like, oh, of course these two characters are into each other. Yeah. Like my roommate Clay, when he was asked about it, he's like, yeah, I think they're both bi. Which we do show that Black Mask does express some interest in women. Uh-huh.
Again, it comes through like the performances. Yeah. Like that's where they show it.
Exactly, especially since Harley herself is a bi woman.
Yes.
And you see that in the beginning. There's an animated sequence where you see her with a woman.
That's one of my favorite scenes.
So let's go really quickly through the other negatives. We're kind of dwelling too much on points.
Well, it's the good things to dwell on.
There's good things to dwell on. It's interesting conversation.
For me, the time jumps at the beginning with so many characters, like you're following so many characters, you don't have enough of a grip on reality.
Yeah.
Like eventually it all comes around and you're like, okay, that made sense maybe for the time, but
I think the time jumps, or I guess time backwards are too frequent and too long.
yes.
I think we spend it's like Harley's like, well, this happened yesterday, and it's like you spend too much time, and it really does throw off the pace. It never like destroys the pacing for me. It always just kind of like, oh, we're doing this, and it takes like a second for me to readjust, and I'm back on board.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me, for watching the experience, I shouldn't have to do that. I should be able to
you
be
shouldn't
like,
have
okay,
to like make
that's
concessions.
yeah. Another thing, the hyena that Harley Quinn purchases.
Yeah.
Named Bruce. Does absolutely nothing in the entire film.
It's
shows
just there,
up, leaves, and just shows up again at the
Yeah.
end. And I guess there's a bit of a like it gets explained away in one line of dialogue.
Yeah.
And then you just move on.
Well,
as
no,
if there
Bruce is there purely to appease fans of the comics like me, who are like, Harley has a hyena in this movie?
Yeah, which is unforgivable for me. I'm like,
really?
Just make him
have a reason.
Yeah, give Bruce
something to do. Yeah.
Anything.
I get you.
Just munch up a bad guy or something. I don't know.
That's true. That's true.
I guess if we're looking at inconsistent stakes between the villains and the slightly less bad villains,
Slightly less bad people.
is Rosie Perez the only good guy character?
Well, I mean,
she's like
Huntress is in a unique gray area. If you know, like, this isn't a spoiler for like the movie. If you know Helena Bertinelli as a character, you know her arc.
Yeah. Which is, I think, I really liked. They gave us so much time of the Bertinelli backstory that it made me feel like the other Birds of Prey didn't get as much time in the light. And I was happy because, again, I'm going to dip into the positives real quick. Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I really enjoy her as an actress. I was so happy to see her as Huntress, and she killed it as Huntress, and it was fantastic. Great. But like, there needs to be a balance between all of the birds, you know?
Do you want to dive into positives really quick, thanks? We're kind of running out of time. Yes. Is there any other negatives you want to hit really quick?
I have one last negative for me, is the fact that I feel like unless this movie jumpstarts another Birds of Prey movie, another Harley Quinn movie, it accomplished nothing.
Yeah.
Because I can't go back and be like, this is a fun ride. Like, for me, this movie will only work if it's an entertaining first chapter.
Yeah.
To like more to come.
Yeah.
And if we don't get that, especially with these box office numbers, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we know for sure Harley's going to be in the second Suicide Squad.
Yes.
And how the heck she gets from the end of this movie to there,
no idea.
I have no clue. I can't tell you. That's up for James Gunn and the fine folks at DC to decide. But really quick, going to positives, like I 100% agree with you on Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah.
It's not a Huntress we've ever seen before.
Yeah.
But she is amazing.
It's not the Huntress we need, but the Huntress we deserve.
Yeah, no, I like awkward, like not really around like much like women in her life, like Huntress, who's like been raised by these two men for a long time.
Yep.
And she's just like, I don't know how to talk to like female friends. It's so good.
I think she has a moment where she's like, I don't have rage issues.
Yeah.
And she's yelling, I don't have rage issues. I think that moment, it really speaks to her character because like, I think a Huntress who is so badass physically, with like, she is so like, she's such a physically commanding character to just beat up people.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a crossbow.
It's a crossbow.
Not a bow and arrow.
I'm
it's
not
a crossbow.
12 years old. It's really good.
But she's still, I really like that she still has this social awkwardness about her.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, but like, it's beneath this very tough exterior, a very obvious tough exterior, but it comes through when she's with the birds. I think that's really cool.
No, another big positive for me is I'm thinking of the same positive as the action in this movie. Are you on board on that?
Semi on board.
I think there's one scene that does not work at all, and I think it's the rain sequence, like the sprinkler sequence.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it's not very good.
But the other action is it's gritty enough for me. Like the scene right after the sprinkler.
I love the evidence room scene. Yeah, the evidence room scene is great.
That's a great scene. That worked for me. I'll say Amusement Park.
Amusement Park is great.
Did not.
Really?
I can't get into that.
Oh, I love Amusement Park.
So so redonkulous.
It was ridiculous.
And I don't use
love it.
redonkulous lightly, guys. No.
Yeah.
But
Here's the thing, that scene is ridiculous. It is so much like Harley's just on roller skates for no reason.
like,
and they even say
they even address it.
Yeah, I think Black Canary's like, when did she have time for a shoe change?
I'm like,
And, like, here's the thing, there's moments in that are great, and they're all protecting Cassandra.
Yep.
Especially that one long take where they're all like passing her from each bird, like protect her.
I do like
it's
that.
really, really cool. And the part where Black Canary's like, does someone have a hair tie? And she's like putting her hair up. And
that
she's,
was
like,
great.
dude.
That's just like
It's really good.
That's
It's
just
really
small.
fun.
Yeah, that's the
And
thing.
it's really
I'm
cool
always
stuff like
down
that.
to see new perspectives on the superhero formula that explains some stuff we've never seen before.
Yeah.
And get some new characters in there, but. Dang, that scene is so it's just unrealistic enough. Like the
Yeah.
bad guys go in, oh, we don't have any guns, we're just gonna fist fight you, I guess. Like what is?
Yeah.
And like I'm sure you
That's
could chalk
standard
it up.
action movie fare,
Yeah,
though.
it is. Like
Yeah.
I can't help but be like, I have to go back. I have to like address that because that's
get
still
you.
an issue that the modern action movie
Oh.
still deals with.
Very quick, negative, really quick. The actual Black Mask does not look good.
The actual mask.
The actual
that
mask.
he wears is
Here's the thing. It's okay in all the shots except for the one where it's close up and you see the mouth like moves when he talks.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, it's like a little like it's because Ewan has to actually wear it, so it's not like a solid like wooden mask like in the comics. It's this thing where it's like there's like some slight like elastic on the mouth.
Yeah.
And it just looks kind of goofy.
That's
But other
weird.
than that, that's an extremely minor complaint.
Yeah.
But other positives, yeah, I like all the birds.
Mm-hmm.
I think of the birds, the girl who plays Cassandra is the weakest, but that's because she's like 12 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to give her too much
It's
crap for
difficult
that.
for me because like I think her acting performance actually is pretty like okay, but
Mm-hmm.
she is a walking, talking plot device.
Yeah.
And they needed
Yeah.
to give her more to do than
Yeah.
just be protected
Exactly.
and like have the goods basically.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I like that Harley's like mission is to like protect this young girl. I think that is very cool.
And I
but
think
it's a thing where it's like
that's
it's
the thing. I really like Holly's arc of
Yeah.
going into like
Yeah.
like kind of wavering between that. Like, is it worth it? Maybe I'll just move on, and then kind of having a decision like, oh, maybe I should stick with this,
Exactly,
or maybe
yeah.
I shouldn't. You know,
Yeah.
like that indecision is what makes it great.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, perfect segue into, I think Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie, just kills it once
Yeah.
again. She always sinks her teeth into this character so well. I'm never watching Margot Robbie, and it's so nice
No,
that she can do that.
James Gunn has said on Suicide Squad 2, he was like someone Instagram questioned him on like a live stream. It's like, what do you think of Margot Robbie? And she's like, she's the best actress I've ever worked with.
Yeah,
Which is, I mean, she's amazing.
she is.
She's an Academy Award, 2-time Academy Award nominee for a reason.
Yes,
So, yeah.
I, Tanya, and
Bombshell.
Bombshell. I forgot that was this. Yeah, I'm glad she got recognition for Bombshell. She actually honestly could have won too. She was good.
I've yet to see that motion picture.
I
I'll
was
get to
more
it.
on the Charlize Theron train
Yeah.
because I think she was fantastic in that. She made that movie. But
No,
moving
she's
on,
great in
we're
Birds of
staying
Prey.
to
All the
Birds
birds
of
are
Prey.
great. I think all the performances, for the most part, are very good.
absolutely.
Kathy Ann's direction, while you can kind of tell she's not used to this kind of like motion picture making,
Yeah.
she's not used to like, these kind of action blockbusters. I think her direction was like very cool, and it's kind of interesting to have someone who's not really done a lot of those.
Yeah.
So I think you can sometimes like get into like a routine, but I feel like she
Absolutely.
did something really unique and new with the way this film's directed, which I really
Yeah.
enjoyed.
That like I do kind of I can't tell whether I appreciate how like this movie feels kind of small, like it feels intimate.
Yeah.
You're not brought at all these different locations around Gotham. You don't see the whole city. You just see like an apartment, a warehouse, a this, a that. It feels
Yeah.
like a neighborhood movie, which
Exactly,
I think is
yeah.
really cool.
It's
I think
cool.
that's like such a good way to go about it.
Yeah.
But a couple other things. The end of Sionis's arc, the way his character ends up being.
Yeah.
That scene, thumbs up.
Great. Yeah. Great scene.
If you can see that on
On the big screen.
yeah, if you see on the big, I liked it quite a bit. It's
really cool.
And going all the way back to the beginning, it starts off with an animated sequence.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
So good.
Oh, I just wanted it to go on for another 5
I
minutes.
know. I was like, I
honestly.
could watch
I
an
was like,
entire movie of this. Like, if this was
Yes.
Birds of Prey, I would not be upset.
No,
It's
like,
very good.
and I mean, when it comes to like just informing the audience of stuff
Yes.
they might already know, this is the most forgivable version of it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like, oh, they're just giving us a recap so, like, the audience doesn't, like, get lost or anything.
And we get
But
new
no, but
info
it was
through that
okay.
flashback, though, that animated sequence, too. We learn
Yeah.
things about this version of Harley that is not necessarily the same from the comics.
Exactly.
Which I think is
you
very
know,
cool.
like, I think it's really good to establish this cinematic Harley,
yeah.
you know, who we've only seen in very
We've
different
only seen in
ways with,
Suicide
like,
Squad and now this.
And
yeah.
then, like, obviously, like, when her origination in, like, the Batman.
Yes, in, like, the animated
show,
series.
yeah. So,
well,
but yeah.
I think it's time we close out this episode, Dan.
Yeah.
So really quick, do you want to give like a rating for Birds of Prey, like star-wise, number-wise, letter grade-wise, or?
Birds of Prey, I'd give it a...
So we're doing noises.
We're doing noises.
Birds of Prey, so it's a from you. It's like a from me.
I like that. That's good.
Okay. Hey guys, thank you for listening to Film And once again for this episode. And if you want to learn more about movies we talked about today or other films we talked about in previous episodes, follow me on Letterboxd at Cranberry18. That is CRAND Berry 18. See you later.